between the two of them.
The inside of Coates.
Parker gets too heavily involved.
And that's Whitehead and Coates.
It is Tuesday evening, but more important than that, it is a very happy birthday to my co-commentator for today, Tom Hawkins. Happy, I'm not going to sing, but many happy returns, mate. Oulton Park and double champion Tom Hawkins is with us in the commentary box. I can't tell you how good it is. We had Andy Charsley last week, Tom Hawkins this week. Happy birthday, Tom. Thank you so much for giving up a part of your evening to be with us. It means a lot to us.
Thanks very much, Richard. Yeah, I think they've even got a picture of me in a race suit. Look on the commentary. Yeah, so yeah, just to prove that I have driven a car before. So yeah, that's really good. Thank you. Happy, yeah, it's my birthday today, so I'm looking forward to watching 3 good races. With this doing the commentary and the punditry on this with you guys.
Well, feel free to chip in whenever you want. We're just grateful that you're here and adding colour to our little programme that we put together week in, week out. We have different formulas over the course of the time. Clerk of the course, as ever, you can see from the graphic, is Ian Danaher, and our broadcasting director and producer is Steve Allen. I'm going to mention Ian Danaher because there was a grudge football match between 2 teams at the weekend, Newport and Gillingham. Alan Bowles is a Gillingham fan, the man who looks after, he's a championship coordinator effectively, certainly the real world championship coordinator, and he's done so much work behind the scenes in this one as well. And apparently they went to a match. I don't know if there was a punch up between the two, but it was definitely the grudge match with Ian's Newport versus Alan's Gillingham, and Gillingham won apparently. Tom, I don't know if you're into your football, but yeah, interesting to see that Alan came out on top in that one.
Oh right, yeah, no, I don't really follow football too much, to be honest with you. Like, so yeah, to be honest, I spend most of my time watching motor racing, which drives everybody mad in the house. But yeah, interesting stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, we've done the football. We've got that out of the way now. Louise Goodman, who I work with, start talking football at dinner with the other folk at ITV. She switches off. She gets up and walks out. She hates it. So I'll leave it there. But Alan and Ian, I hope, had a great game. Here's where we are, Oulton Park, one of the most challenging circuits on the calendar, and it's the Full Monty, the Shell Oils, the International Circuit, call it what you will. We're going to have a look at a hot lap, which has been done by Jack Smith, who is our multi-champion with Virtual Reality Racing Club. He wasn't with us last week because he was poorly, and we're going to have a look at that in a minute, not just yet, but Jack is with us tonight. He's been in the and practicing. Before we get to all that, we're going to sort of backtrack a little bit and have a look at the championship table. Scott Bugner was driver of the round last week, took with 3 different winners last week, which in VRRC terms is pretty unusual. It was a great evening's racing on Brands Hatch GP. And we had Kieran Haynes making his VRRC debut with us, the 13-year-old in the Swift Cooper Junior, as you can see. Was rapid. He was great on the interviews as well. Luke Cooper. Now, if you were watching last week, you'll know that Luke got a podium. In actual fact, after the judicials, I mentioned Ian Danaher, the official clerk of the course for the main Real World Championship, is also our clerk of the course for our esports championship. So Ian was busy the morning after, and Luke actually got a second podium after the judicial, so well done, Luke, and maybe we'll get a chance to talk to him a bit later on. Thomas Potter had a really close finish as well. He's 4th from Chris Blakey and Lee Piercy, then Rich Hayden and Miles Ragg in 8th place. Miles Ragg wrapping up the leading team, which is the Swift Cooper, the seniors of those, if you like. Luke Cooper and Miles are the 2 drivers pairing up for that. The teams are pairs of drivers. Leon Frost took a win in race 2. He's 9th in the championship from Paul Laramie. Automat Racing also running very well. As you can see, Chris Blakey is 5th. So they are Automat currently 4th in the championship behind Carbuck. So that's our top 10. We'll move swiftly down because I'm conscious I could actually do build-up all evening and not have any racing. But Kenny Press had a good week last time out. Nearly said weekend, but it's midweek, of course. Andy Dorman 12th from Mason Turner, the second of the Swift Cooper Junior drivers. Christian Gillian 14th. Daniel Heaps didn't get a top 10 last week after talking about him a great deal. He's in the Fast and Faster team with Thomas Potter. Harry Irvin, the Scot, did well, 16th from Cat Potter. Sam Walton 18th in the championship from Callum Enstone, in the top 20 wrapped up by Andy Carroll, the second of our Team Carbo drivers. You can also see in the highlighted column some of the drivers carry ballast. That is for their success over the course of all the VRRC races, and last week's will be taken into account for our newcomers. So we probably need to keep our eyes on ballast because that will affect performances as well. 21st at the moment, Alex Forster from George Harker and John Jones. Aidan Ingram is tied on points with Ollie Atkins and Sam Skellett, and Rob Shepherd was with us last week as well. Minus points for Caden Cook and John Billingsby after the various judicials. Olavo Castro, I think, has been practicing and he's with us. He is. So Olavo joins us. Then we've got 31st. More drivers, I think, will pop up on screen. Or is that it? Let's have a quick look. That's it. Thank you, Steve. Steve tells us that is it. So I think we've got drivers that weren't with us last week joining us. Team standings, as we said, headed by Swift Cooper from Swift Cooper Junior. So if you're a Swift Cooper driver, you're pretty much there at the moment. First and second in the team standings from Team Carbike, Automac, VRRC Sim, Faster and Faster, Leon Frost, Hyro, Eden Garage, and Book Aqua Racing, wrapping up our top 10. So that's where we are on the teams, and we'll try and keep a handle on those as the championship develops over a few weeks. But again, quick summary last week. Scott Bugner takes the points victory, with Kieran Haynes second on points, Luke Cooper third, and Scott taking driver of the round to lead the championship. We'll be looking for a driver of the round again, not necessarily someone that wins on points or wins all the races. We'll try and pick out someone who's maybe become a bit of a good improver or made a good impression over the course of the 3 races. And as per other sports that you see on TV or in broadcast, Tom will help us pick our winner of driver of the round. So excited about that. So there is our... Thank you very much, Tom. There is our rundown of the award winners for last week. We've got an awful lot to get through. But the next thing you might want to know about is the calendar for the Real World Championship. So I know a lot of the sim drivers will want to come down to some of the rounds. Prizes include some tickets to some of the rounds. I'm about to cough, excuse me just a moment. I couldn't find the mute button. But make note of the dates in our little promo here. And yeah, if you want to come along and join us at some of the VRRC meetings, you'd be very welcome to do so. Cracking championship, as you can see. Tom, you've been part of it for a good few years and part of the Formula Ford family, I know. We found out last week with Andy Charsley, the paddock is superb, the racing's great, isn't it?
It's really friendly, to be honest with you. It's very, very competitive. I mean, there's pictures of Ben Powney and Ollie Roberts going at it there. I think there's levels for everybody. It's not just like, it's not sort of super high level or also, just for sort of someone starting out in the sport. I think, you'll have a race. That's what I like about it, is there's always someone on the grid that you can have a tussle with. And I think it's definitely worth, if you're looking to sort of get into Ford in the real world, I would 100% recommend it, to be honest with you. It's probably the perfect place to start, and you'll never be lost for someone to give you a hand if you don't know where to go or where to pit up or anything like that.
We're going to see a little bit of that now. One of our young drivers, Jack Smith, who I know would be delighted if he had the chance to get to sit in a Formula Ford car at some point. Our multi-champion, going to give us a hot lap here of Oulton Pot. I don't know if this is a circuit but can you talk us around some of the corners?
I can. This is third gear coming into Old Hall. This is, and he's run a little bit wide. That's quite common for cars to do that. Then you get, he's sort of pulling up to fourth. This is a very difficult entry coming into here. You've got to take a slightly later apex, 2/3 of the way around, and it's cambered in. And then this is my favourite corner of the track, to be honest, Island Bend coming up. Very fast. I don't think it's flat. We'll see on the throttle trace here. No, he's had to lift. Yeah, a little lift. It's not, he hasn't braked. And then getting it stopped in for the Shell Oils hairpin. Pull it in, get right into the camber there, get the car around. The next 2 parts of this, you've got to take the curbs. You've got to really hammer the curbs to get the lap time. So really hard over to the left, as you can see, he's taking everything, and get the power on here. And out you go, because you've got a long run down to the next set of chicanes coming in, and if you get out of position on the first part, you'll mess the whole section up. So again, lots of curb on the right. He didn't. He's a bit too far over to the left. Really, he could have gone a bit more to the right. And now trying to get the run up the hill all the way to another fantastic corner, which is coming up, which is Druids. I take this in third. Some people take it in fourth. I've seen fourth and third. I'll be interested to see what he does here. Yeah, he's taking it in third, which I think is I think that's better. I think fourth bogs the engine down a little bit, to be honest. And then here we go down into the last corner, which is Lodge Corner. And this is great because the exit is absolutely brilliant. It rises up, the car goes light, and back on the power, and up to the start line for a lap of Oulton Park International.
That's about as good as it gets for me, Tom. You know, a lap driven by Jack Smith and narrated by Tom Hawkins. You can't get a better combination than that. So thank you very much indeed for.
And he did it that quickly. It was quite hard for me to get it all in. It could have been a bit slower.
Absolutely superb. This is what it's about. This is why, like, Alan Bowles has arranged our co-commentators, and hopefully we'll have other officials joining us at VRRC. And if you are a championship coordinator or you know one who wants to run this sort of championship, you'd have a job to equal what Alan Bowles has done, to be perfectly honest. But we can facilitate drivers coming in, and it's great to get the viewpoint of people like Andy Charsley last week, and obviously Tom Hawkins this week. We've got the championship sponsor next week joining us on Geoff Page. It is, of course, the Geoff Page Championship. We're ready to go for our partially reversed grid. Andy Carroll comes out on the partial reverse, championship positions partially reversed, to give us our grid, with Andy Carroll and Callum Enstone on the front row of the grid, from Sam Walton and Kat Potter in our only lady racer in fourth place for Harry Irvine. Then Daniel Heaps, who's going to be one to watch, from six. Christian Gillian and Mason Turner next up from Andy Dorman and Kenny Press. 11th is Paul Laramie. Leon Frost next up from Miles Ragg, Rich Hayden, Lee Piercy and Chris Blakey in P16. So Thomas Potter, 17th from Luke Cooper, Kieran Haynes, and championship leader Scott Bugner has got all the work to do from 20th position on the grid. A heck of a lot of work to do. Formula Ford, 20th reverse grid for Formula Ford at Oulton Park is going to be very, very hard work, Tom.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's quite. I think it's quite a narrow track. I found when I was trying to overtake. It's you know, it's not like a big wide Silverstone or something like that. So the opportunities to pass can be, you know, you've got to get good exits out of the corners and try and get a run on people, and then try and outbrake them into the chicanes. I think coming into Hislops is probably a good opportunity to overtake. I've seen a lot of overtaking there, and Lodge Corner again is another good opportunity. If you get a good run out of Druids, you can get down the inside and really try and, you know. But there is going to be a lot of I think there's going to be a lot of jostling for position, and you know, trying to make a bit of space for yourself. I think coming into this race.
The very least, for sure. Lights out, and we are racing at Oulton Park. Good luck, everybody, for our second event of the VRRC Geoff Page Engineering Super Classic Formula Ford 1600 Championship, and it's Andy Carroll that gets them away. This is what we were worried about, the first corner shenanigans of a reverse grid race, but it's Carroll from Kat Potter in P2. Harry Irvine is third from Christian Gillian. Irvine in the Duckham's livery, which I failed to spot. Thankfully, Andy Charsley did last week. But it gives us a go. And he's going up the inside of Kat Potter. So good move there by Harry Irvine to take that livery, that Duckham's livery, up into P2. Kat Potter challenging him from Christian Gillian in black and yellow. It wasn't too bad. A lot of virtual starts can get very crowded. For Oulton Park 20-car reverse, Tom, I think they did a reasonable job off the start. Yeah,
I think they did. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, to be honest, when there's a reverse grid like that, I think you're always going to get you know, some issues. You know, it's very rare that you're going to get all the field coming through unscathed on that one. So I think they've done very well. There seems to be, am I right? I think there's a bit of a gap forming here at the front by the looks of it. Yeah, I'm just having a look here, and it looks like there's certainly got a bit of breathing space. And I think once you get a bit of a lead, or you know, get a bit of a gap ahead of you, I think you've just got to get your head down and try and make the most of it, because you know, there's obviously a lot of cars behind there that all want to get that position. So it's just about getting your head down and trying to build a bit of a gap, not overheating the tyres as well too early on as well, and get into a rhythm, I think, is the most important thing.
As we look at the timing tower, Scott Bugner is highlighted. That's because we were on board with him, and he's looking around the outside. Scott Bugner has come, Tom, from 20th position into 7th in 2 laps, which is absolutely amazing.
That's quite impressive, isn't it? Like, yeah, man on a mission, I think. To be honest with you, yeah, I think he's. He won last week, and I don't think he's going to accept anything less. I think he wants to win again. But
he's going to have to watch Gabriel Norse, who's a couple of cars behind him in 9th place. We haven't picked out Gabriel yet, but Gabriel, I think, a Janetta Junior esports champion, and another Castle Combe Carter. So Scott Bugner goes up into 6th place. It's Carol from Irvine, Christian Gillian, Mason Turner running in a good 4th, Kat Potter running well in 5th as well, with Scott Bugner, as you can see now, chasing her down as they come into the hairpin. This is a very banked hairpin that they go into, and Leon.
You've got to get it in early there. You've got to get if you don't turn in early, the car just you've got to get into that sort of camber there and get the car pulled round. I think that's definitely the quickest way around there. And it's a slow corner, but there's a lot of time. There's a lot of time to be gained, because you're in the slow corners for long periods of time. So that's why it's, you can lose more time than you think in the slow corners, I think, to be honest with you. And a lot of people don't. Yeah, a little bit of action there, isn't there?
Yeah, a little bit of contact from Scott Bugner on the back of Kat Potter. I don't know if that's the fabled Assetto lag maybe that caught him, because when you're running close, if there's a little bit of lag, it can affect things. But Ian Danaher and Rich Hayden will be looking at any incidents tomorrow. So results are provisional. Always remember a championship coordinator I worked with in the past used to say, Richard, all the dates are provisional until the races are run, and then the results are provisional. Oh dear, we've got a spinner. I think that was Andy Dorman spinning down, but it's Andy Carroll still out front from Harry Irvine. It's lovely to see Harry Irvine running well here, and we want to bring Formula Ford 1600 racing back to Scotland at some point. And Harry Irvine, who helps run the Legends Experience, as I mentioned last week, having a great dice with Christian Gillian. Christian in the black and yellow car, but he's got Mason Turner behind him as well, one of the Swift Cooper drivers who tries to enter the drifting championship there. Is that an easy thing to do and an easy thing to get out of?
Yeah, well, they do slide, but you can save the car, with that. But you just look what's happened to him. He's lost so much time. He's just dropped back massively. Just from these cars do not like scrubbing speed off. They're low powered. They've got 100, 110 horsepower, and as soon as you put any sort of sideways motion into them, like you're not going forwards. And again, I'm talking about the curb. He's taken a lot of curb on the left there. That's really good. And hopefully he can get a bit of a run here. But they look very evenly matched, these two cars that we're looking at here. I think he's a bit far back to be sort of he's got someone on the outside of him there. So that's why he's lost it. Yeah, he's lost another place. And really just turning in offline there. Look how much he's lost just turning in offline, middle of the road there. He's now 3, 4, 5 car lengths back just from having to turn in offline, and that's the punishment that he's paid there, really.
I've got to look down the field, Tom, so if you bear with me, I'm just having a look to see where everybody is. Jack Smith's down in 20th. Now, we've said multi-champion and given the big build-up, but he's carrying 10 kg of ballast, so he's got a lot to deal with, Jack Smith, from the back of the grid. Gabe Norse has been very, very quick in testing, and he's not running any ballast. I'm not making any excuses for him. He is quick regardless, ballast or not. But he's going to have a go here at Scott Bugner. So Gabe will have a look here, side by side with him. Gabe in the red and white car, and neatly down the inside of Scott Bugner. Scott knows that championship-wise, he just needs to keep finishing. He's got ballast on his car as well, Scott. He's got 8 kg. So that's not a light car, is it, for Scott?
No, not really. No, that's quite a lot of that's gonna make it hard work for him. I'm just looking at the lap times here, Rich, as well, and they're the fastest the laps are sort of 1:45 by the leader at the moment. I think I was right in looking at the testing. I believe I saw a 1:42 at one point there, but I don't know. I thought I saw a 1:42 when they were practicing earlier. So I think there's still a bit of time to come. I mean, they're obviously in traffic and things, but I think the quick guys are not necessarily showing their true pace while they're getting through the pack, to be honest with you. At 1:45 is not a 1:42 anyway, that I'm sure I saw a 1:42 earlier. So it'll be interesting to see once they get through these sort of jostler cars, how quickly they can get down to the leader. But time is ticking away as well, because I mean, there's 13 minutes on the clock now. So with 13 minutes on the clock, you know, obviously that is a sizable advantage if they can do a 1 minute 42. But they're going to you know, they need to get on with it now. They need to start getting through and hunting down the leader.
Gabriel Norse up into podium position, in fact up into second place, so he's passed Harry Irvine. He's absolutely on a flyer, that youngster, and he's going to try and chase. He's got 2 seconds to take out of Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll started up towards the front, had a 14th, 29th and 28th last week, hence starting at the front in this one. Andy's a multiple winner in VRRC, but he's got 2-second lead over. There is Norse in white and Reds going through in second place. Harry Irvine still dicing it out for third place in the Duckham's car, coming under pressure from Scott Bugner and Christian Gillian. Christian Gillian looking around the outside in black, and let's see whether Christian can get the position on Scott, who's doing a great job with the extra ballast that he's got. Kieran Haynes is coming through as well. Now there is Kieran with the yellow, very slight yellow touch of the white nose cone and the blue, the Swift Cooper team. So great stuff from Kieran Haynes, who's coming through, not even old enough for another year to even think about going into junior car racing, Tom.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he's thinking about it though. I'm sure, like, I think we all remember when we were that age that a year felt like an eternity. You know, just getting your, you know, when you were sort of, even when you were sort of 16, waiting to turn 17 to do your driving test, you know, even a few months felt like, you know, decades. So yeah, I'm sure he's very, very eager to get some plans in place at some point in the future.
And of course, a lot of the youngsters, I was talking to Phil Glue, who I work with regularly, and he's a coach, and a lot of youngsters are getting Ginetta Juniors now when their parents are buying them when they're 12 and doing track days and things like that with them, or test days, which is absolutely incredible.
From how old are you? 12, did you say?
From 12, they're testing Ginetta Juniors from 12 now. I mean, yeah. So if you're listening to this and you're 12, get your mum and dad to buy you a Ginetta Junior.
Yeah, that is young. Yeah. I don't know if they were. Maybe they were. I'm not sure that opportunity was around when I was 12. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it was it? I'm not sure.
It might have been, not to the level it is now. I mean, it's effectively a European Championship now, isn't it? Ginetta Juniors. Obviously, Geoff Page Engineering Super Classic Formula Ford's a VRRC. We've got the Fiesta Juniors. That is very much a British championship, you would have to say, as we ride on board with Norse now going for the lead. Yes. Andy Carroll is under pressure. He's side through. He's cut the lead down and looks at the inside here. Where's the best bet for him to go, Tom?
He's all over him. He's just, I mean, to be honest, the pace advantage he seems to have here, he doesn't seem, you know, the traditional routes seem to, it doesn't, you know, I don't think he needs them. He seems to be sort of be able to pass at will here. He's all over the back of him. I mean, Island Bend's going to be tricky for him here. It's a fast pace, unless he can get right alongside, which he has done. Yeah, I think Andy Carroll's... No, I thought Andy Carroll was going to have to give that up, to be honest. I thought that was good driving, and just if he can just block the inside line here, just stop them from... And he's trying to go the highway round, but yeah, well, he's going to get through, isn't he? I think.
Yeah, he's got it now. There is 5 kilograms difference between the cars. Obviously, that wouldn't happen in regular Formula Ford 1600 racing, but irrespective of that, what super stuff from Gabriel Norse, who goes through in lead position.
And Scott Bugman's got through as well.
Yeah, great spot there, Tom. Yeah, he's gone through as well. Kieran Haynes up into third. So we've got 2 of our podium finishers from last time have worked their way through incredibly, and they must be wondering what they can do about Gabe Norse out front.
Yeah, he's got a big lead here. And what sort of lap times is he doing? Let's have a look. 43.5. Yeah, the fastest laps are Jack Smith of 43.4. So he's on the money at the moment. Oh, did he? Yeah, got in the dirt there. The car we're looking at here. That's Harry Irvine, is it? He's put a wheel in the dirt at Druids by the looks of it. So yeah, that was
10. He was. Ollie Gibson's just gone past him. It's Jack Smith's brother, Oliver Gibson, gone through into the top 10. Oliver's first one with us as well this weekend. 9 minutes on the clock, and some fascinating stuff again. Norse nearly 2 seconds clear of Scott Bugner, who's done so well to get up into P2 with that ballast. Yeah. Kieran Haynes has got ballast on as well. Let's not forget Kieran. He's actually got more ballast than Scott Bugner.
And the ballast is for is it the people that are sort of the higher drivers in the rankings? Is it?
It is. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So, like, Scott's got a long history with us. So, I know people saying he led the championships. Why hasn't he got more than Kieran Haynes? Well, Kieran's done one event, scored well. So Kieran's sort of on index or average would have scored better than Scott over, say, 3 or 4 championships, if you can think of it that way. That's why he's got an extra kg, but he's driving absolutely superbly. And we're on board with Kieran Haynes now. He's having a very good... Kieran, actually, by the way, was hadn't told his school that he was doing this, Tom. There's a lovely story from that. I'm sure Kieran won't mind me saying. But he went in and told his school about it, and his head teacher wrote him a lovely letter congratulating him on what he'd done.
Oh, really?
Karting, which is, what a great supportive school. It was involved with 2 really supportive schools last week, which was so inspiring to get schools, to get behind their young athletes, whether they're footballers, athletics competitors, or racing drivers. Really, really good for them.
Yeah. Oh, he's missed the apex there ahead. We're on board that Scott Bugner. He didn't. Yeah. I think he did. He missed. He didn't quite get it through Druids as well as he could have done there. But and I think he lost maybe half a car length. You can see he's closed up coming into Lodge there. So yeah. I don't know if he's just feeling the pressure a bit maybe, or just not finding his rhythm. But when you race at the front of the field like this, I mean, I know from my own experience, like any sort of missed. Well, I think my stand is probably like the missing apexes, and there's missing apexes and missing apexes, that these guys, you can't afford to be 2 meters off the apex, because that someone will punish you and you'll lose quite a lot of time, to be honest with you, in these cars. If you do that, you've got to be very, very accurate with because they are very light cars, and they can they can hit all the apexes. So if you start missing apexes, it normally means you're over driving it, or feeling the pressure in some way. So it'd be interesting to see. Oh, there's a car. As the car goes off as well, we've got. Well, that could be quite a bad one.
Yeah, I think that was Christian Gillian dicing with Luke Cooper. So Luke, who was up on the podium last week, getting stuck in. Andy Dorman looking to have a look at him as well. So Luke's done well coming through as well. Really measured.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's up to 7th.
He got pushed out of the way there though.
He did. Yeah, my old rival from Castle Combe. We've had many a battle on the track, me and Luke. So that's always. Whenever you see Luke Cooper enter into any race, it's not going to be a walk in the park. Anyway, that's for sure. To be honest with you, he certainly knows how to drive a race car. He's very, very, and I've watched many, because he puts all his videos. If ever you want to watch onboard videos, there's an awful lot of onboard videos that he puts on from races over the years and things. He's got a huge collection on his YouTube channel, and I've sat there for many, many times watching his videos, trying to work out, how is he doing this? How's he getting the lap time out of the car? And he's super smooth, absolutely super smooth. You can hardly hear, the steering wheel turn, or the, changing the gears. It's like an automatic car, the way he changes the gears. So very, very impressive driver, Luke Cooper.
That's interesting that you can sort of pinch secrets, can't you, now, from YouTube, and watch what drivers are doing. It's a great thing, and lovely that people put that on, and lovely battle going on here with Andy Dorman and Oliver Gibson, who's going to go through. So Oliver Gibson, Ollie's had a superb race here, another of the VRRC stars, regular race winner in this one. And I'll tell you what, this is his first race in Formula Ford 1600 with us, and he's doing well and having a good old battle with his old rival Andy Dorman, and he's trying to go through. He's going to try the outside line here, maybe go for the cutback on the inside. Is he going to be able to get it? It's the outside run onto the banking. It's crossed up though.
They're all right. Yeah, they both saved it. They both saved it. Yeah, they did well there, to be honest with you. I think they sort of helped each other. They sort of banged each other and then sort of almost banged each other back a little bit there. So this is getting very tight. Some things happened. Looks like positions changed at the front as well. In the top 3 with Kieran Haynes and Scott Bugner as well.
Kieran's P2, isn't he?
And it looks like Scott Bugner's sort of he's fallen back down to 4th now, down past Leon Frost. So there's some things, and to 5th. So there's obviously something more going on at the front of the field there as well that we can't see. But
maybe his tyres are going off, because we've got 4 minutes left. There was Thomas Potter was telling us that he completely messed up the tyres pressures last time, so it's possible that Scott's done that. Still 5th position though for the championship leader, not too bad. Kieran Haynes here is going to start to zero in on that championship lead though. If he does this over 3 races, he could well get the championship lead at the end of this round. We're looking at Luke Cooper right in the mix as well, trying to go at Andy Dorman for 7th place, which he gets his nose in front. Yeah, really working hard. 3 minutes 49 on the clock. Couple of laps left here, but this has not been a bad race so far, Tom.
Yeah. Oh, and someone's gone off in front of him by the looks of it.
That's Bugner, isn't it? It's Bugner in yellow, isn't it?
Yeah. I wondered. I wonder if he had some damage or something, because he seems to have just, you know, so something has happened there, because he was in second place and he just kept falling down the order, and now he seems to have gone off. So not sure what's gone on there, to be honest, but yeah, it's not worked out for him anyway. And look, that's Luke. There's wheel to that's a, you know, going wheel to wheel around Island Bend there as well. That's and trying to make that move stick. And he might, if he can hold it round the outside again. He's getting bullied a lot here, Luke, isn't he? He's getting bullied an awful lot. But he'll soon, you know, he'll soon fight back, I think, Richard, to be honest.
He will. It's a long championship. We've got 24 races overall in the championship. Oliver Gibson, we're looking at coming down the hill, is in fifth. Ollie's had a super run here. This has been absolutely mega job from Ollie Gibson, and wasn't with us last week. Don't think he's going to get a podium in this one. Andy Carroll's had a good run ahead of him in fourth. Leon Frost is on the podium again, our race winner last time out. I think you're going to be racing against Leon this year, from what he was saying.
I've heard that. Yes, someone told me that he's possibly, is he going to be entering the Super Classic Championship this year, I believe. So
yeah, he is. They kind of announced it last week.
Right, well, I better stop giving advice, and I better turn off at 9 now and stop giving advice in case he watches this back.
I think he's going Van Diemen as well, I think, if I remember correctly. So.
Oh, right, okay, brilliant, yeah. So, right, anything you hear from now on from me will be completely wrong. So, oh, well, and that's quite worrying for me that he's in third position, yeah. So, it could be better if he was a bit further down the order, but okay.
Well, look on the bright side, you won't have Kieran Haynes for about 5 years, will you? So.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's just got...
Or Gabe Norris. So with the youngsters really doing super... What I'm really looking forward to is when we get Jack Smith up on the sort of similar starting positions as Gabe Norris and Kieran Haynes and Scott Bugner, and get them all in together, because then we've got a real festival feel to it when they're all starting from the same part, which is going to be superb when we get there. I hope. Sometimes it doesn't live up to it, but that's what we can kind of look forward to.
Interestingly enough, I wasn't wrong with the 1 minute 42s. There's a 42.9 as the fastest lap now by Gabe Norris. I was doubting it when earlier in the race when I was seeing 45s and things, and I thought, was I doubting myself there? But definitely 1 minute 42.9 is the fastest lap, and that's more what we saw when I was watching the testing earlier. They were doing, that was the sort of lap times they were doing. So he's definitely right on the money, and he's pulled 4.5 seconds now with a minute to go. So I think when they cross the line the next time, that will be the last lap for this race.
It will be, yeah. Gabriel Norris, you're absolutely right. Superb effort. I mean, he's come right the way through the field, balanced or not, and then got his head down, having got in front, and got the fastest lap, which is mega. Kieran Haynes P2, Andy Carroll, the first of the regular VRRC drivers, in fourth place behind Leon Frost, who's in third. So the regular VRRC drivers being well and truly beaten by some newcomers, which is great. We welcome everybody here. Ollie Gibson in fifth, great drive from him. Andy Dorman next up, having a quick look down. Catherine Potter 11th, really good stuff from Catherine Potter. I know started off the front, but has held on to position very well indeed. Lee Pearcey's got ahead of her. Luke Cooper is just ahead of him as well. Then Jack Smith in 8th place.
He's come right through now, hasn't he, Jack Smith? We did think he would. But he's having a right battle with Luke Cooper here, because Cooper's now just taking him back by the looks of it again. So I think he's come up and met a bit of a match here, I think, with Luke. I think, you know, Luke's, as I said before, Luke's very, very good. So let's see what happens here. The two of them are going at it.
Last week, this is what I would have wanted to see last week. Jack Smith and Luke Cooper going wheel to wheel, knowing how good Luke is in real world racing and how potentially good Jack Smith can be if he gets the chance to go circuit racing, would be good. Lee Pearcey behind him, the second of the yellow cars, is running. He had a good solid week last week, did Lee Pearcey, and he's in the points again. I think Kieran Haynes here is going to provisionally take the championship lead, but we can't really start thinking about that until we've got all three races out of the way with the reverses. So we are over time. It's the last lap, as you rightly called, Tom, and it looks like Gabriel Norris is going to take a debut win with VRRC as he heads towards the closing part of the lap, round past Lodge Corner, an excellent place to come and stay. You can actually book that, apparently. Any time of year to either watch the racing from or for a little break. But Gabriel Norris wins his first race with us at VRRC.
Fastest lap on the last lap as well.
Wow, good spot.
Yeah.
Kieran Haynes P2. Leon Frost will complete the podium. It's Andy Carroll in Oh, Caden Cook. Is Caden Cook fourth? That can't be right. Surely Caden was way down.
No.
It's going to be Andy Carroll fourth.
It must be a
so
lap
little
car, I
glitch.
think. I wonder. Yeah.
Yeah, glitch on the timing. Don't mean that disrespectfully, saying Caden Cook fourth and sounding surprised, because he is capable of doing that. But Andy Carroll fourth from Ollie Gibson fifth, Andy Dorman sixth, Mason Turner in seventh from Luke Cooper, and Jack Smith ninth. Lee Piercy wraps up the top 10. There is Lee. 11th at the moment is Kat Potter, and Kat sort of setting her stall out to be considered for driver of the round for sure, with 11th place. Really good battling there and holding station. Kat's at that stage where she's looking to get a first podium from a reverse grid, and her confidence building round on round for sure. Really doing great stuff. Scott Bugner 12th from Sam Walton, Christian Gillian, Thomas Potter, Paul Laramie 16th from Chris Blakey, Kenny Press, Harry Irvin 19th in the end. He ran well in the early stages. Rich Hayden down in 20th. I won't run through any more for now, because we're going to take a quick break and catch up with our top three, Messrs Frost, Haynes and Norse, in just a couple of minutes.
I've had a lot of challenges in my life, and Helen was always there, supporting me through everything. Today, we're facing a new challenge. Helen has been diagnosed with a terrible disease. Dementia is nothing less than a worldwide epidemic. Formula One moves fast. By contrast, medical research can be painfully slow. We want to bring some of our Formula One technology into the laboratories. Our charity, Race Against Dementia, will help to accelerate the pace of dementia research. Let's beat dementia together.
Welcome back. First podium interviews of the evening, starting as we do normally with P3, which is Leon Frost. Second podium interview of the campaign. It was a win in last week on Brands Hatch GP. Leon, congratulations. Obviously proving that last week was no fluke. The case. Another very hard race and a hard-earned third. Talk us through what happened to you.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, just quickly before we start, I want to congratulate Tom on your championship. I just
Thank
well
you very
done on
much.
that on the real life. That was, it's a great achievement. Just want to say well done as a fellow driver. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
it went well. It was a great race. I took it a bit easier. I could have been a bit more aggressive. I've been practicing my race laps, let's say. So I've been getting more consistent. I could have pushed a bit harder, but Kieran's a quick driver, and I wasn't going to catch him. I was only ever going to hold the same pace as him. So I just thought, we're in P3. We got lucky that the guy in front spun off. Let's just bring it home, get some good points. Because just replicating that real life racing, I guess, just thinking about bringing it home in one piece rather than going all out.
What was the reaction to last week's win? We had quite a few viewers last week actually, which was great to see. Did you get much reaction?
Yeah, I did. For my parents, they were sitting downstairs. My dad's very enthusiastic. He likes to come on board when I'm practicing and stuff like that. I mean, it was a whole family were happy with it. My mum, she's probably working whilst doing it, but my dad, we both try quite hard for it because we're not really sim racers, so we put a lot of effort into this series. And
wow.
Yeah, I think we're both happy that we did quite well in it, because there's a lot of great sim racers and real racers in this as well.
It's the strongest, without a doubt. I say that things get stronger in this and the other, and I do mean it when I say it, but this is the strongest VRRC championship that I've worked on. So, a podium from anywhere on the grid is going to be very hard earned, and you managed to do that. But two quick youngsters ahead of you.
Yeah, I mean, they're just quick drivers at the end of the day. I think we might be able to hold their pace at some point, but for now, just bringing home the results, bringing home the consistency, which I didn't do in round one other than the win, just getting some good points, because people who can go off, especially around Oulton, it's quite a narrow track than people think. Just, bringing home the points, not worrying about them too much. They're great drivers. I'm sure we can keep up with them when we're behind them. It's just, keeping consistent for me. That's what I'm focusing on.
Well, it's a great job, Leon. Congratulations, and thanks for chatting to us, and
Thank you very
hopefully catch
much.
you on another podium later on.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Cheers.
Good luck.
Nice one. Well done, Leon. So we go to P2, and again, a stranger to us last week on the podium, and great to welcome him back with a super second position with ballast and all. Kieran Haynes. Well done, Kieran. How are you this evening?
I'm good. Thank you. Yeah. Really enjoyed the race. I started from the back, somewhere like P20 or so, and then turn one it was chaos. turn 4, I think it was, I chose a different line and decided to go on the grass because I got pushed. But yeah, besides that, it's a great race.
What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I ask the regular VRRC guys this regularly. I mean, what are your thoughts on reverse grid racing, and how do you deal with that? I mean, you just said you went on the grass. Were you pushed, or did you actually think, yeah, this is a good way of getting out of the way?
I wish I thought it was a good way of getting out of the way, but it weren't. Starting from the back, honestly, you just have to be patient and just wait the far gap, and just hope it comes to you. And reverse grid is a bit annoying if you're fast, but just hope it works.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it, with reverse grids? Because the traditionalists will say, yeah, it should be fastest off the front, and I kind of get that. But from the point of view of, yeah, it's teaching people to try and, you know, sort of temper the first couple of laps, make sure they can do what they can, and maybe read it. So it's at the end of the day, it's the same for everybody. And I guess, you know, you're going to be off towards the back again, aren't you, with the podium? So you got more concentrating to do race 2.
Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to racing at the back again.
I'm sure you'll be all right. I'm guessing next week at Silverstone National will afford a little bit more space for reverse grid racing, but cracking job, mate, to come through. You must be happy though. You must from the back to second place.
Yeah, I am. I'm very happy about it.
And also championship wise, Scott was a little way down. I think he might be on pole position or thereabouts for this one. So we'll see. Yeah, he's on provisional pole, I think, for the next race. So that'll be interesting. But Kieran, I'm going to say well done. We're going to catch up with our newcomer, who I know you've raced karts against, haven't you, Gabriel? I've seen you together on karting results. So congratulations on another podium. A great drive again from you. And we'll catch up with you a bit later.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kieran. And on to our Gabriel Norse. Am I saying that correctly, first of all, Gabe?
Yep, that's my name.
Good. So sometimes I get names wrong, and I apologise if we do. But you've raced against Kieran. I think I did a quick search and see that you guys were Castle Combe karters normally.
Yeah, we fought for the championship last year, so yeah.
And you also won the esports Janetta Juniors, is that right as well? So your name on the Roll of Honour there.
Yeah.
That's not an easy one to win. So congratulations for coming into. What happened to you last week, by the way? Were you due to join us last week, or are you a late entrant?
I was a very late entrant, so I think I only joined on the Tuesday morning, so I wasn't able to get everything sorted in time for last Tuesday. But yeah, it was just quite a late entry.
What was it attracted you to the championship? Was it the fact that you got some mates in it, or just like the look of it?
It looked like a fun car, and I thought that there were a few people I knew, so I'd just do it anyways.
Absolutely stunning drive, mate, to come through the field. Really, really, really good drive. You seemed to pace yourself well, because it wasn't a reckless, you know, let's take 15 people on the first lap. You worked your way through slowly, steadily, setting fastest laps, and then, as my co-com Tom Hawkins said, last lap you got another fastest lap, so you got your head down even when you were in front. And I'm guessing that was your strategy.
Yeah, it was just tried to pick my way through as fast as I could, because I didn't want people to break away at the front. But yeah, it was quite a good drive. I felt I was just able to pick people off, and at the start with all the chaos, it helped me quite a lot.
It can help. Sometimes it can. I mean, Scott Bugner, our championship leader coming into this evening, I think, has the nickname of Moses, you know, with the sea parting, if you know that story. And sometimes it can work, sometimes it doesn't, and you kind of got to take the rough with the smooth to some extent. Obviously, you're not going to be phased with starting off the back again in race 2, are you?
No, it should just be a bit more fun again, being right in the middle of the pack. So yeah, I just have to watch out for anyone spinning off if they do. So yeah, it's just keeping my eyes peeled.
Nice one. Very quickly, before we let you get set up for race 2, obviously we did ask, we're trying to get a handle on how old people are and whether they're able to race juniors. How old are you, Gabe?
15.
So any junior racing in the offing?
Not at the moment, no. Just kind of looking at different karting things I can do next year.
Right, we need to get you along to a super classic round to come and have a look. And if the Fiesta Juniors are on, obviously acquaint yourself with some teams and come along and have a chat with us at VRRC, because we'd love to Love to see you at a meeting first and foremost, and see what can be done for you to get you out, either testing or otherwise. So please do that. But congratulations on the win, and I think we might see you again before the evening's out with the way you raced.
So yeah, the way it went there. Yeah, I think so. I think definitely.
Yeah, with a bit of luck, then maybe I'll be back in this call a bit later.
Could well be, but yeah, stunning debut, mate. Welcome to VRRC. Welcome to the Geoff Page Engineering Super Classic pre-1999 Formula Ford 1600 Championship. So super job, mate, and good luck for race 2 and 3.
Yep, thank you.
Gabriel Norse, our race winner. 4 different winners in 4 races, Tom Hawkins. Incredible start to our campaign and a really good Oulton Park is a difficult track. It is narrow, it is tight, and as we heard, Kieran, I think, was honest there and saying maybe a little bit uncomfortable with reverse grid racing. We get that, but you have to have some sort of USP, I guess, in the sim racing or esports racing. And
you do. It'd be interesting. I must pay attention if they do get to the front next time. I must try and see where this time that North has on everyone. He does seem to have a couple of tenths on everyone, and whether it's just, is it a bit on every corner, or is he doing something particularly in one corner, giving him an advantage? Because he does seem to have a slight advantage across, from the pack. I mean, I know he's got the ballast help as well, so maybe it's just the ballast that's giving him the help. But he's making the most of it anyway. That's for sure.
Definitely, and if you got the car, you still got to drive the thing. So it was an absolutely superb effort from him. So Rich Hayden on pole for this one. Rich was away down, our championship. Should we call him championship director? Anyway, he's in charge of VRRC. Yeah. He's Rich Hayden. Harry Irvine alongside, and we know Harry can go well. Kenny Press third from Chris Blakey and Paul Larry. We've got some big guns up the front here. So it is a partial reverse, but all of those guys, without wanting to put the curse of the commentator on them, should give us a good clean start, because they're all very good, experienced, clean racers by and large. Scott Bugner 9th with Sam Walton ahead of him, and Christian Gillian. Cat Potter again up the sharp end in 10th place for the start, followed by Lee Pearcey and Jack Smith 12th. It's going to be very interesting to see whether Jack Smith can get a little bit further up into the mix, if not a podium. I'd say from there, on previous experience, that he probably will. We've got about 30 seconds to go before lights out.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll get up there and get in the mix as well. To be honest with you, it might be. Let's see what happens. I think it'll be an interesting. So maybe a different dynamic to the first race, with a few more of the fast guys a bit further up the grid now. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Very, very interesting to see what happens indeed, as the lighting sequence is underway here at Oulton Park. Race 2 already. The evenings go so quickly with VRRC and Geoff Page Engineering, and away we go. It's Rich Hayden that leads them away from the Duckham's livery of Harry Irvine. Kenny Press in 3rd place. There is Paul Laramie in the green and magenta car, but Hayden gets away quite smoothly. A couple of cars disappearing off. One of those is Thomas Potter. Potter not getting the rub of the green this weekend. I knew I'd say weekend. It's midweek, isn't it? Old habits die hard.
Cold tyres. Look at that. Someone on cold tyres there has just gone.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, that's what it will be.
Yeah, they've just turned in, and the car's just not done what it did in the previous race, because the tyres are cold, and off he's gone on, and he's gone out on the grass. Yeah, definitely.
Here comes Chris Blakey up the inside of Harry Irvine, trying to get into P2. Irvine likes that outside run. We saw that in race 1 when he held on quite well, but Blakey's got his nose in front at the moment. Yeah, he's there, isn't he? You can see the Van Diemen livery, the Duckham's Van Diemen livery in the background now. What Chris Blakey won't want to do is let Rich Hayden get away here as they come over Hilltop. He needs to keep in his sights, doesn't he?
He does. He needs to keep it in his sights. Interestingly enough, I was looking at the throttle and the brake trace, and the brake and the throttle was being pressed at the same time. So he must be left foot braking in that car, I would imagine, as opposed to the sort of traditional right foot braking in Formula Ford 1600. A few people are doing that now, I think. There's another spinner at the contact at the back there coming out of coming out of Knickerbrook, I think that was.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was. We've got Scott Bugner following us at the moment. We're on board with Lee Pearcey looking back. So Scott trying to climb up the order and get some points back after race 1. He's into P4 at the moment. Challenge on there from Harry Irvine, I think it was, getting some action going on, but it's still Rich Hayden out front from Chris Blakey, and Scott Bugner up onto a podium in 3rd. Paul Laramie being challenged for 4th now.
Done well there, hasn't he, Scott, already? He's already up to 3rd place.
He has. He has. I'm guessing they'd probably prefer to drop individual races rather than rounds. So it's the event that gets dropped, the worst event, rather than 3 individual races across, because it's which is easier for us actually in the commentary position, to be honest. But yeah, Scott hoping to put that behind him with a lowly finish in race 1. This could be potentially his worst event, but he's going to carry on in case he has an even worse one later on, as we watch Chris Blakey, who hasn't let Rich Hayden get away. He's caught him up and having a go. Chris Blakey races, as our regular viewers will know, in real world BMWs with 750 Motor Club, putting pressure on Rich Hayden. So we've got Rich as a VRRC driver and owner, sim racer, versus a real world driver. In fact, 2 real world drivers, because Scott Bugner racing in MGs. Both of these guys we're hoping to get into Formula Ford, into a drive in Formula Ford, even if it's a test at some stage, so that they get to sample something a little bit different to what they're used to.
Yeah. No, I think what you'll find between the Formula Fords and the as we go for a battle for the lead here, I think the weight difference will be the biggest thing that people would notice when they get from a saloon car down into a Formula Ford, and it's quite tight coming in for the lead here into Druids. Rich, he's just right on the edge there, right on the edge.
Good respectful stuff. I mean, they weren't too close, were they? Didn't clatter, which was good. And Chris Blakey, lovely move by Chris Blakey to get into lead position. Gabriel Norse is already up into 7th place, so Gabe Norse is there. But Jack Smith is in 4th place. We need to keep. We need split screen now, don't we? Because we need to watch Jack Smith, we need to watch Gabriel Norse, we need to watch Kieran Haynes, who's in 8th place, and Leon Frost, who's in 9th. So we've basically got our eyes everywhere. But you were saying it'd be interesting to have an onboard if we can. Our director Steve might be able to pick up on Gabe Norse and give us an onboard from him and see what he's up to.
It would be interesting just to see if we can see any difference of what he's doing. I mean, I'll try and pick it out from the outside here. But here we go, just to see if he's doing anything different to anyone else. I would imagine he's just driving very, very accurately, as you say. He's hitting all the apexes, which he is there, not running out too wide on the right, getting back over to the left to open up the hairpin. Well, he's made a bit of a mistake there. He's gone in too hot there into the chicane. That would have cost him a little bit of time. As you say, he's not really gained on the cars in front. Here he comes now, and again, like I said before, take all the curb, which he has done, back on the power early, because you've got a long straight now, get the car straight, get down to the next corner, and try and I don't know how effective the slipstreaming is, but I would have tried to have tucked in a bit more behind the car in front, to be honest with you, to try and get a bit of a slipstream off the car in front there. But he has, while these two are battling in front, he has managed to close up to them as well, and reduce that gap a little bit.
If you're on your own, I've got a question for you, Tom. I was going to say, if you're on your own racing, it's robotic, isn't it? Or if you're qualifying, it's robotic. It's about nailing all the corners together and doing perfect lap after perfect lap. At what point do the cars in front that we're looking at now cause you to maybe miss a beat? And obviously he's not missing a beat because he's just about to pass the second time too. But when you get close, he's trying to go through, isn't he, Gabe Norse? Does that become an issue? Does that take you off the sort of robotic?
This is something that I had a problem with in my early years. Was I was watching the car in front rather than ignoring the car in front, and it took me I couldn't work out why I was losing so much time out of the corners when I was following, and it was because I was braking, sort of reacting to the car in front as opposed to picking my own brake markers. And now I try to avoid even looking at the car in front unless I have to. I just try and drive my own race, even if there is a car in front there, because otherwise you end up you see it so many times, especially in the sort of the mid-pack. You end up just driving to the pace of the car in front because you just end up following. And it doesn't get you to the front if you do that. You just end up stuck in the mid-pack. And that happened to me for a season or two where I just couldn't get out of that, couldn't get out of that situation until I realised what was going on.
Well, Rich Hayden watching what's going on up front at the moment, which is a super battle, rubbing my hands together here. Scott Bugner and Jack Smith, two of our top VRRC drivers, with both with ballast. Scott with 8 kg and Jack Smith with 10, and they are having a right royal battle, and Rich Hayden wants to get involved as well. So too will Gabe Norse, who's down behind them as well. Gabe could be on for top point scorer from the 2 races with 5th place here, and that will put him again right at the back of the grid for race 3, which is top 20 reversed for all of the points scored over the course of races 1 and 2 added together. But the 2 yellow fellas here having a good old battle, and they're not really doing themselves any favours in terms of being able to get on terms with Chris Blakey out front, are they?
No, they're going to hold themselves up. It's amazing how even a battle through one corner can really affect your lap time over the whole lap, to be honest with you. And Chris Blakely, if he can see in his mirrors at all, I mean, he's starting to pull away a bit now. If he can see them in the mirrors coming offline and things like that, he'll be just thinking, just go, and rubbing his hands together, to be honest.
Oh, Rich Hayden.
Oh. He's gone. I think he's pushed a little bit too hard there and just tried to get on the power a little bit early. Just a bit greedy there, I think, to be honest.
Okay, North, that's great for him because he's got a battling pair ahead of him, so he should be able to close in on them now and maybe get a double. Are we going to get a double podium for a double podium appearance by race 2? North is certainly closing in. We've got Kieran Haynes.
And Kieran Haynes is doing a great job again as well, isn't he?
Fantastic, isn't he? Yeah.
He's there. He's always there. He's just he just keeps closing the gap. I mean, these two do seem to have the pace. They can put in the lap times. As we see, there is some real battle going here, isn't there? Blimey. Yeah, and Jack Smith looks like he's ahead now.
Yeah, Jack Smith's managed to just squeeze ahead, and this is going to be. We've still got half the race to go. I'm still not going to bet against Gabe Norse or Kieran Haynes coming through and winning this one. I mean, they're back.
Yeah, it's still 11 minutes left here. 11 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. That's quite a long. Yeah, that's still quite a long time, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, he's got his work cut out, but yeah, I wouldn't bet against him, to be honest. Yeah.
Oliver Gibson dicing with Paul Laramie for 6th place. Paul in 6th, and Ollie does just about get in front here. He's going to try and sail it around the outside. Lovely move by Oliver Gibson. Again, first meeting of the campaign for Oliver, Jack's brother, working well, Jack Smith's brother, comes through.
There seems to be a battle all the way down the field here, doesn't there? Like, it doesn't matter sort of what your level is in this championship. There's certainly a race for everyone here to sort of make your way up the grid. Definitely, from what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, my apologies to the drivers that we don't get to see. There's a lot of them, likes of Aidan Ingram. We haven't seen Ollie Atkins today. Kenny Press, Olavo Castro in his first meeting as well. So apologies to those guys for. We'll give them a shout out, but we're not getting to see them because there's some sharp end action, which is what would happen in real world broadcast coverage as well. As the cars come across and tick off another lap. So now we're still not into second half of the race, very nearly 10:35 left on the clock. Super battling going on as Olavo Castro is there, so we do actually get to look at one of our newcomers.
Yeah, you can see them squirming around sometimes, can't you, as they come down into the braking zones, and they're obviously these cars are obviously very quite edgy to drive by the looks of it. They as you can see, when they're under pressure, the drivers or defending, you can see them really trying to stop the car, and as they come side by side here, and a little bit of contact, but I think I don't know how Ian Donaher is doing this, the clerk of the course. I'm not sure. I don't know how he's. I wouldn't want his job, to be honest with you. I'm quite happy commentating, to be honest. Yeah,
I tell you what, it's the one job I wouldn't want to be clerk. Same with refereeing in football, and really decent people. I tell you what, that was a good stuff by Gabe Norse. He had that little bit of contact. He backed out of it. He could have tried to steam through, but he didn't. He really respected, as far as I could see, Scott Bugner after that little bit of contact. It was unintentional, and they're still side by side as a result, which is good to see. But Norse, I think, is going to get the job done. Round the outside as they come through Deer Leap, he's going to bring Kieran Haynes with him. So Kieran looking to try and get up onto the podium as well. But this is 3 titans here, 3 championship contenders when we get to the end of it, I feel sure. But it's Gabriel Norse from Scott Bugner and Kieran Haynes in 5th.
Yeah, no, that was really good driving. He didn't cut across the front of Bugner there. He just left a little bit of a gap just to make sure he didn't cut straight across him, which was good driving from Norse, I think. And because could have easily taken the 2 of them out and just left half a car's length just to give himself a bit of insurance there. And it's worked out for him nicely here.
Scott Bugner was saying last week, Tom, in his interviews, it was the first interview that we've done with Scott where he said, I know I normally say I don't like rear-wheel drive, he said, but I'm beginning to like it now.
He doesn't like rear-wheel drive, is that right?
No, he races front-wheel drive, races an MG, so...
Right, okay, yeah. So
MG,
it is different, it is weird, like the way the way the front sort of pulls, it's pulled from the front rather than the rear. There is it takes, I suppose it would take a bit of getting used to jump about with, definitely.
Good race between these
They keep going, don't they?
Scott has a look on the grass. Oh, that's thrown. Scott going to hand that one back. A little bit of contact between the pair of them. And he's
helped Kieran Haynes out there, though, didn't it? Because he brought him back into play as well, because he dropped off the back of those 2 slightly, and it's pulled him right back into the mix now.
Yeah, Scott's given him the inside, but this could put Kieran up the inside as well. And still a little bit squirrely there from Gabe Norse.
He saved that well.
He did save that well. So it's Chris Blakey still out front from Jack Smith trying to close in, and we're looking at Gabe Norse in 4th place. Scott Bugner still dicing with him. In fact, Scott gets it back. Again, through Dearly they go with Kieran Haynes. Again, all these drivers are going to be thinking about racing. In the moment, how much are you thinking championship, how much are you thinking race?
Well, I suppose it depends. Yeah, if they're thinking about the championship, I mean, for me, my strategy was always to sort of get the points on the board. Certainly in the early rounds, to be honest with you, there's no point giving yourself a handicap at the start of the season by being, not getting any points on the board. So that was always my tactic, and then see what happens after that. But yeah, for me, it would be. Certainly in these top 4 or 5 positions here, there's no, I think I would be sort of racing, but I wouldn't want to be DNFing in this situation at the moment, to be honest with you.
Proper Formula Ford race. That's a good insight. Thanks for that, Tom. But proper 3-way Formula Ford scrap here. Kieran Haynes potentially in the best position. He's having a little watch at the moment, sussing out what they're doing, and he could very well get in the mix as we watch Jack Smith trying to close down the gap. 1.67 seconds at the moment.
There must be lap cars, is there, coming up as well? Because there's 2. Sorry, Jack Smith and Chris Blakey are in front of them, aren't they? Yeah, so there was 2 cars in front. That's right. So yeah.
Gabriel Norse tried really hard there, just couldn't quite do it. Scott Bugner has got a very wide car, and here comes Kieran Haynes in 5th position, looking to try and get 4th. He's getting involved in the mix now. The white Cooper Swift car, he's going to try and go around the outside. They're side by side now, side by side for 4th, and Kieran Haynes he's got it. Superb move.
Yeah, brilliant move. Yeah, he just he stayed cool there, and he's still under pressure. He still hasn't got. Oh, what a move that was. Yeah, that was. Blimey.
And of course,
I don't think anyone saw that.
No, and they know each other, don't they, from karting at Castle Combe? So, that is proof, isn't it? They know each other, they respect each other. It might put the curse of the commentator on, but they've raced with each other in real life in karting, and here they are replicating it for us as off goes Gabriel Norse. Keep it going, Gabriel. We want to see this dice continue, but that frees up Scott Bugner in 3rd place. There is Kieran Haynes. And Gabriel Norse is back behind Oliver Gibson. He's got all the work to do, but fair play to him for racing, though.
Yeah, you've got to give it a go. But I don't know if it's worse if you know each other, because there's probably a lot of a lot of pride at stake there, I think. So I don't think it's almost better if you don't know the driver you're racing against, to be honest. Yeah. So but yeah, no, this is this is what But I think certainly working out to be better than the first race. I mean, meanwhile we've got Blakey and Jack Smith. I mean, Jack Smith here now is within a second, according to the timing screens here, of the lead. So I wonder if he could actually win this. I'm just looking at the lap times here, and he has been doing sort of consistently a couple of tenths quicker, than the car in front. So it's not done and dusted at the front here with 4 minutes to go.
No, there's still all to play for, isn't it? With 4 minutes on the clock, so around just under a quarter of the race distance remaining. Blakey from Smith, Scott Bugner in 3rd place. At the moment, it's the top 3 VRRC drivers, but remember, this has come out of another partial reverse. We've got Kieran Haynes, first of our newcomers, running in 4th. Oliver Gibson, VRRC, in 5th. Gabe Norse in 6th from Andy Dorman. Alex Forster's running well. He's up into 8th. Nice to see Alex hitting a little bit of form. Rich Hayden is hanging on well for 9th. And Luke Cooper has come through and got back up into the top 10, scoring decent points once again. So well on Luke Cooper. And Sam Gumbly in 11th as well. So nice to see Sam Gumbly.
Sam Skillett, he's a Castle Combe Formula Ford racer. I see he's gone into the pits there, so I don't know what's he's listed as being in the pit on the timing screens here. I don't know what's gone on there. Maybe he's picked up some damage or something, but he's had a very, very solid season in the Castle Combe Championship this year, and I believe he was in a 92 Swift, I believe, that he was driving this year. So it's good to see him. Good to see him out in this as well.
It is good to see him race. Hopefully he'll be back out for race 3 as we ride on board with Jack Smith. So this is potentially the battle for the lead. Over Hilltop, coming down in towards the chicane they go. The gap certainly come down. We've got 6-second gap back to Scott Bugner, who'll be happy to get a podium here, I think, with 3rd if he can hold on from Kieran Haynes, who's right all over him. But battle for the lead. catching Blakey is one thing, overtaking is another. Jack Smith, I believe, is going to go off Ford KA Racing.
Right.
But
is that the enduro? The endurance?
yeah,
series,
yeah. I
is
mean,
it?
that's basically what I keep telling him. Come and look at Formula Ford 1600. He would be. He's an engineer by trade as well. Has done the studies. Here he comes. He's having a look. This is classic Oulton Park stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm just looking at he's done the fastest lap of the race as well, Jack Smith, at 42.9, which is the same, I believe the same, or 42.8, I think was the fastest lap in the last race. So here we go. He's having a go here, isn't he? He really is coming into Old Hall. I think we may well see we have seen a change for the lead, and Blakely's coming back at him now.
He's got him back. Wow.
He's got him back. Yeah. But no, well. He's giving up. Well, it did take Jack Smith a long time to catch him, so there's not there's not that much between them, obviously, in pace. So it's not necessarily a done deal. This, to be honest with you.
I think you're right. Chris Blakey will try and fight back. It's very rare that we do see Jack repass, to be honest, but we'll see. Remember, he's got full ballast, started the first race right off the very back, a little bit close to the front in this one, but has come through, as he does in VRRC, picked his way through. Nothing rash you see from Jack Smith, but he could be on for his first win in the campaign and a fifth different winner potentially in this one. 1 minute 35 to go, so this will be the penultimate lap. Scott Bugner still in for a handy third, but under pressure from Kieran Haynes. And just as we said that, Steve, our director, has picked up on that here.
Yeah.
Not close enough to make a move at the minute. Oliver Gibson and Gabe Norse are going to be engaged as well very soon.
Gabe Norse really lost a lot of ground there, didn't he? When he spun out in the he went on the grass. Yeah. I think the Old Hall battling with Kieran Haynes, and I think it's really set him back a bit, hasn't it? Really, he's lost his. He may. There's probably one more lap to go. He may get He may get the place back from Oliver Gibson, but I think that really did set him back. Here we go. He is going to get the place back, but he probably would want to be fighting for third rather than fifth and sixth position down where he is at the moment.
Yeah, very definitely. A couple of standouts a little bit further down. I'm going to pick out Sam Gumberley in 12th, running well, and Alex Forster in 8th. So really good performances from those. Alex has had podiums, I think a win with us as well before. As we look at Scott Bugner now still under big pressure for this one with Kieran Haynes, who would dearly love to get another podium. So too with Scott Bugner. And this is really the battle of the top two drivers in the championship as we go to our race leader momentarily, who's heading around Ireland for the last time. The battle for third and fourth will come through Ireland as well. So Haynes trying to get on the podium. Bugner wants his first podium of the evening after race one. Gabe Norse in 5th, Oliver Gibson 6th, Andy Dorman and Alex Forster are next up. And Haynes is going to chase him all the way to the flag.
Yes, he is. Another one that's surprisingly high up in the list here is Rich Hayden, because did we not see him earlier have a spin, I believe, or a bit of a moment? I think we did. Yeah. Yeah, and to still be in 9th position there, is that Kieran Haynes gone? Who's gone through? It is,
yellow nose.
Yeah. Kieran Haynes has gone through there and lost positions there, which has worked out for Norse, actually, hasn't it? That's worked out quite nicely for him there.
It has, yeah. So Gabe Norse up into 4th place as Jack Smith will head down into Lodge Corner for the last time, down through Deer Leap and heading towards the checkered flag. 2.7 seconds clear at the moment, but it's the first win of the campaign in his first event of this campaign. Jack Smith takes the win here at Oulton Park. We get to talk to him after all. Chris Blakey in P2 had a podium interview last week, but got caught out in the clerk's office afterwards. Scott Bugner comes through for his first podium of the evening with Gabe Norse, who I think will be top scorer on the evening going into race 3. He finishes 4th. Kieran Haynes recovers well for 5th from Ollie Gibson. Andy Dorman, Alex Forster in 8th. Well done, Alex, from Rich Hayden. Good recovery, as Tom Hawkins said. Luke Cooper 9th from Rich Hayden, in actual fact.
He's got it on the last lap by the looks of it, yeah.
He has, yeah, it was a changeover. So Rich Hayden followed by Leon Frost, who scored well. Christian Gillian, Sam Gumberley 13th. Paul Laramie in 14th from Lee Pearce in Sam Walton. Then we've got, working up towards the line, we've got Aidan Ingram, followed by Mason Turner, Olavo Castro, In fact, Alavo ahead of Mason Turner. Then Miles Ragg, Ollie Atkins will be next up from Cat Potter. And then Kenny Press, Thomas Potter 24th, Andy Carroll 25th, Caden Cook 26th, Callum Enstone in 27th place. And we'll have a word with Scott Bugner in third, Chris Blakey second, Jack Smith, our race winner, in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back. Second podium of the evening, and 3 more different names and a 5th different winner. Wow, Formula Ford. That's what it's about, Formula Ford. Scott Bugner, though, championship leader coming in. Congratulations on 3rd place. Your evening so far?
I ran out of talent twice in race 1. It was I'm used to being able to hit curbs in a front wheel drive. You can't do that in these.
Right.
And the curbs here are pretty deadly. So yeah, twice I've done that. So I learnt my lesson in that one. But that was more of an elbows out, I'm coming third, whether anyone likes it or not kind of race.
You have to do those from time to time. So well done. It was a cracking drive. Lovely to see you on form. And it's a VRRC lockout from the podium. But I think the new boys are going to be after you fellas in race 3 for sure.
Yeah, they're doing really well, to be fair. You know, it's nice to have fresh faces at the front as well, and you know, the racecraft's really good. And like I said, you know, it's close. It's, you know, wheel to wheel, and that's how it should be, I think.
And you know, obviously, championship-wise, far too early to start to think about that. But you just got to get what you can when you can, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, it can slip away just, you know, click of a finger. So. Yeah, I was a bit gutted about race 1 because, you know, points, I always say points make prizes, but throwing away a 3rd down to like 16th, I thought, oh, you muppet. But it is what it is. We all make mistakes, and yeah, we won't be doing that one again, hopefully.
That's good. Loads of work to do, though, so 2 reasonable scores, so you've still got to come through the field. This is a tighter track, isn't it, to have to deal with a reverse grid. Very crowded on those first couple of corners.
Yeah, I mean, the first race, it was lovely. Everyone just spun off in front of me, and I just went from sort of like 20th up to about 5th, and I was like, that will do. But yeah, I think yeah, I'm all for having a bit of fun and getting stuck in and putting on a show, so I'm sure we'll do that again.
Nice one. Well done. Great to catch up with you, Scott. Very well done on getting another podium with us, and keeping that championship points are going to be absolutely mega to look at. So well done, and good luck for race 3.
Thank you very much.
Scott Bugner, our 3rd place driver. 2nd position, we did an interview with him last week, but he got took off him, didn't it, Chris? What happened?
Clerk's decision. Let's just stay that.
Leave it.
Rich will shoot me if I say any more. So it was a clerk's decision, and the rules are the rules. So yeah, that's just that.
That's fair enough. And apologies for posing that question. But I mean, championship-wise, you know, Clark's decision or not, meeting 1, 5th, 4th, and 7th. So you know, right in there, championship-wise. You know, and again on the podium this evening. So. Were you the champion of the F4 championship at VRRC? I don't think I worked
yes.
on it.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
So we shouldn't be surprised. I don't remember it because I wasn't working on it, but I did look at the stats. But you like a bit of single seaters then?
Apparently, I like single seaters. Yeah, cars with grip. Yeah, I seem to be kind of up in there, up and thereabouts. I think I was in the top 5, top 4. in practice times. I did a fair number of laps on this one actually, because I do really like Oulton Park. So, but in these things, it's a different animal. It really is. Like the first chicane, you've got to kind of get a quick lap. You've got to launch across the curbs, which is just my mechanical sympathy brain is just going. You can't launch that curb hurts when you go. Like even in my car, if like a 3 Series, if you go over that with poly suspension, that sort of stuff, still race car, it's vicious. And to launch one of these, it just feels counterintuitive, but because you don't have the mechanical sympathy, you can do that to get the lap times out of it. So it's just a lot of practice to get it right, and just about there. Just Jack kept catching me in the in Shell Oil's hairpin. There's just something that he does special there. Need to learn a bit more.
Yeah, he's always there, isn't he? He's always annoying. Our co-commentator today, Tom Hawkins, double champion in the real world championship, hopefully going for a hat-trick this year as well. He's going for a hat-trick this upcoming season as well.
Right.
Tom was saying that he does... Sorry, mate?
I don't say I'm going to go for it. Yeah, I'm going to give it a try.
I was going to make the point, we were chatting off air, Tom, about simulators, and you do a little bit of sim work to try and learn a track, and how does Chris Blakey, you're trying to prepare a car, rebuild a car, or build a new car for next year. So sim time, car time, how do you manage to balance that out?
Well, at the minute, I'm still trying to rest my back, so I'm not allowed in the garage under fear of death for my missus. So, because I pulled a muscle in my back, so I'm not allowed in the garage at the minute. So the Sims, I can get in the Sims, so I'm all right for that.
Right.
But
how did you do that? Is that
putting shopping in the boot? Yeah,
shopping. Don't go shopping. Don't do shopping. That's
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's just a stupid little mistake like that. But yeah, just trying to balance the time at the minute.
You can get in the sim, but you won't be able to get out of it. That's the problem.
I'll just sleep there.
It's great to have you on the podium, Chris.
We're
going to move on quickly so we can have a quick chat with Jack Smith, our championship, our reigning champion in VRRC. But well done, Chris Blakey, on another podium. Congratulations, mate. We'll speak to you later.
Thank you, guys.
And our winner, good health, we'll find out. Well done on the race win. So, Jack Smith, how are you this evening?
Yeah, really good, mate. Thank you. Much better now. Yeah, fully recovered. So, yeah, really, really happy with that. I think after race one, it needed to be something good. So, yeah, we pulled it out. But, yeah, really good to be back. And it's a lot of fun, these things. I thought the race would be a lot different to what I imagined. But yeah, no, it's really fun, really, really good racing with all these lots. So yeah, really.
Let's go back to that comment. How did you think it was going to differ?
I don't know. I just thought these cars would be way wider than they are, and when you're racing, they don't seem that wide. So yeah, it was a bit interesting. I was like, oh, it's not really that bad. So I didn't really do that much race practice, to be honest. So I went into race one blind, and then went around the outside at T1 and just went straight off. So yeah, it was not the greatest start, but yeah, we managed to pull it back to like 11th or something. I don't know what position I finished there, but yeah, no, it is just getting used to it. And yeah, I did some laps obviously before the season started, so I knew the car well. It was just had no idea how it would be racing. So yeah, good to have that under my belt now for sure.
As we said to Chris and Scott last week, we need to get all you guys to do a test. I don't know how it's going to happen or whether it will, but knowing Alan Bowles as I do, he'll probably try and sort something out to get you guys to come and have a little taster of this for real, which I think would be not that we want to poach drivers from other championships or anything else, but it would just be a nice thing for you to be able to do, and for us to see what you could do in a Formula Ford car at some point. I'm sure you'd welcome that.
Well, I won't say no. Yeah, no, I'd 100% enjoy that. I've only driven a handful of times in a real car on a real track, and it translates so much to the real world. So I'd welcome it. I'd be interested to see how I do as well. It'd be something to look forward to if that does happen. I know I'm going to be on track at some point this year in a car spec for what Chris does, but just a class higher. So got a shakedown for that at some point, which would be fun, and maybe some racing, but we'll see what happens there. So yeah, really look forward to 2026 in general.
I'm guessing you were really poorly last week, because it takes a lot to keep you out of a bit of competition.
Yeah, I don't know what happened really. I had a blood test. I had a really weird reaction to it, and I was just like dizzy, and it probably wasn't the best idea to to race whilst dizzy on a simulator. So I thought it's probably best to call it off for this week. So yeah, it's poor timing on my part to do it on the Tuesday, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, we're here now, and it's all better now. So yeah.
The drop round you could probably do without, I guess, but we've seen you overcome that sort of thing before.
Yeah, I'll try my best to claw back any points that I do lose because of it. But yeah, we'll just keep trying to be consistent. I think that's all we can do from here.
Keep entertaining us, Jack. Well done on the win. Lovely to have you back on the podium and back to full health, mate.
Cheers, Rich, mate. Thank you.
That's Jack Smith, our winner. Chris Blakey, Bugner in third place. So some of our top VRRC runners. What can you say, Tom? Formula 4. This is what it's about, isn't it? 5 different winners and 6 different people on the podiums this evening. It couldn't replicate Formula 4 1600 any better, really.
It's just like the real thing, really, isn't it? And yeah, it's excellent to see. I mean, when you, I'd also advise people, you know, just go on YouTube and have a look at some of the old races from the VRSCC and things. I often do that myself. I mean, even if you're not intending on racing in the championship, you can still learn racecraft and see what the guys at the front are doing, and you know, and how to defend and stuff like that. And I actually learned an awful lot from just going on and watching the VRSCC, sort of, you know, the old races and things, you know, just working out what people were doing. And they're good fun to watch as well.
They are very good value to watch, and there's nothing else, is there, on telly that you can watch at the moment? So
no, exactly.
YouTube is a good place.
Exactly.
Here we go, though. It's our third race of the evening, 6th race of the campaign, about to get underway. How are we going to say cheerio to Oulton Park? Let's find out. It is Castro and Rag on the front row of the grid. Lots of Swift Cooper-looking cars on the front. So it's Rag from Castro, Mason Turner in third place. Aidan Ingram, lovely to see him up towards the sharp end as well. Good luck, Aidan. Let's see what he can do. He's in P4 at the minute from Lee Piercy next up. But already we've got some casualties. So it's Castro from Rag. Castro, the Club 100 racer. Oh, goodness me. How
it's
can you
the
get
cold
that many...
tyres, Richard. It's the cold tyres.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them getting caught out every time coming round there, aren't they? They're at the start of the race, every single time. Yeah, there's always one or two.
Kind of looks that way. So Gabriel Norse is already up into 9th place. There he is in red and white. So he's flying his way through. Paul Laramie down behind him. Alex Forster running well in 8th place. Luke Cooper in 7th. Christian Gillian ahead of them. Castro down to 7th place, maybe 8th, so dropping back, having a little problem. Harry Irvin having an issue as well, dropping back. That's a shame. We're going to see Harry Irvin on the podium before too long in something or other, I feel absolutely sure. But it's Miles Ragg who is out front. We mentioned him last week as a radical racer, Benelux vice champion in radicals, did Formula 4 to start with. And that is typically what you would want to do as we get a spinner. That's Alex Forster going
not where
down
you want
the
to
order.
stop, is it?
No, that's caught a couple of other people out. So Miles Ragg, as we mentioned, the point I was getting to is, you know, Miles a radical racer now, but use Formula 4 as a starting point, and that's exactly what you can do and pick up so much.
You can learn an awful lot with you know, without the wings on the cars. I think you just learn about mechanical grip. You learn about the setups, ride heights, roll bars, all of those things, springs, and because that's all you can change: springs and dampers, and you know, roll bars and ride heights. I mean, there is a lot to change, but you know, you haven't got the confusion of aero cars with the wings, and you know, because that obviously has a profound effect at high speed as well. So yeah, I you know, if you want to get out there and race, I don't think there's much of a better formula than this, really, to be honest with you.
I would agree with that. My relationship with Formula 4 goes back many years. It is still a super championship, and I think needs to be opened up a little bit more. I think there wouldn't be anything wrong, as we said last week with Andy Charsley. You know, there's to our mind no reason why you shouldn't get a 15-year-old if they've learnt some racecraft, done their ARDS course, to come in and have a go at this. Rich Hayden trying to work his way through. Miles Ragg still out front from Mason Turner and Luke Cooper. So from VRRC lockout to the podium, it's a Swift Cooper lockout at the moment, and the boys in blue looking very sweet out front.
They are, and Norse is coming up as well into 5th here as well, and Bugner and Norse are making their way through the pack here. It'd be interesting to see if how they do against the Swift Cooper. We've obviously had Kieran battling in the mix with Swift Cooper, but I don't know if they've really come up against Ragg and Luke Cooper. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there.
It is going to be interesting, isn't it? Because you've got all sorts of different drivers coming into the mix now, which is great to see. Having a quick look down, see what's happened to Thomas Potter. He's in 20th. Thomas having a very much an off day, which is a pity and very uncharacteristic for young Thomas. Who else have we got a little bit further down? Daniel Heaps has had a quiet evening again. He's in 11th. Maybe get Daniel's first top 10 of the campaign. Potential winner is Daniel Heaps for sure. Paul Laramie ahead of him at the moment. Callum Enstone 14th. Kenny Press, Andy Dorman, Oliver Gibson down in 17th. And just
the winner of the previous race, Jack Smith, he's a long way down, 18th.
Wow.
Yeah, he's 18th at the moment. So is that where he started, or did he? Has he had a moment or something? Because he's
That's why I think it's the points. He did score well in the first race, so he started quite a way back. So I'm not sure where he started. I think TSL didn't bring me a print. The starting grid.
And Chris Blakely's in the pits by the looks of it.
That's a shame.
Yeah. So that's not gone well for him either.
Chris Blakey got his interview anyway on the podium. But that's actually,
exactly.
Having said that, though, it sort of stops his high top 10 finish run, doesn't it? Which is a pity championship-wise. But it can count as maybe as a drop round as we ride on board. Aidan Ingram, here's Aidan. So I met Aidan at one of the junior scholarships earlier on this year, and just as I was about to big him up, he goes off.
He's caught the curb there, and he's put the power on, and he's got a little bit of steering lock on, and the car's just gone round. You've got to straight line that curb if you're going to hit that curb hard with power on. It will kick you like that, and he's lost the back of the car. Yeah, I know exactly what he's done there.
He's learned that, hasn't he?
Yeah, he won't do that again.
He's a really good lad, Aidan Ingram. So good that we get these youngsters doing the scholarships and then, coming in to join us in these championships. We really do value their company coming along. It's great to see. Luke Cooper third though, so that's Rag, Turner and Cooper. Gabe Norse in fourth, and there is Gabe, the red and white car, trying to close in on the white and blue of the Swift Cooper brigade out front at the moment. Scott Bugner still is in P5. Lost a little bit of ground at the moment on Gabe Norse, but plenty of time in the race to close up. Christian Gillian looking handy for 6th place. And this, Tom, is where I've got to start getting you to, if you hadn't thought about it already, driver of the event, driver of the round here at Oulton Park. We're not going to pick him out yet, but start to maybe give it some thought if you can about, some of the hints we've dropped. Lovely to see Daniel Heaps up into 9th, running well. So good to see Daniel, the young Irishman, in the Fast and Faster team. I'm trying to work out which one's which. Fast, I think last time was Daniel, and Faster was Thomas Potter. It might be the other way round this weekend. It's Daniel Heaps running well, but at the moment we're just a little bit further down the order. Fastest lap with the race leader Miles Ragg. That's another thing you can do, isn't it, in racing? If you're out front, just use the clear air, get your head down, and Miles Ragg doing a grand job at the moment, fastest lap. I'm not saying he'll stick that. Oh, and up into 3rd place now, Gabe Norse. So Luke Cooper down to 4th, and Gabe's up for another podium here.
I think the consistency is the thing as well, because there's a lot of drivers on the grid that can put in one fast lap, but I think what we're seeing with people like Norse and Bugner and people like that is they do seem to be able to put this in lap after lap after lap, and especially Jack Smith, he's. I was looking at his times in the previous race, and he was always within a 10th or 2 when he had clear air of his fastest lap that he did do. So that really does make a big difference, I think, to be honest with you. And especially in these sort of short races, you've got to be consistent. You haven't got time to make that time back up again, I think, if you make a mistake in a lap.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think we just saw Mason Turner have a moment and has dropped right out of the top 10 as a result, which is a pity. Dan Heaps is up to 7th and Gabriel Norse up into 2nd while we were chatting. So
yeah, he's putting another fastest lap of a 43.2 as well. So that, which is, I think the fastest we've seen is a 42.8 so far this evening, and 42.9 in the previous race. So 43.2 is getting there or thereabouts, I think, to be honest with you. They're starting to. He's, when he's in clean air, he's able to put it in from the off, and he doesn't seem to lose that pace. He seems to be able to do that lap time in the middle of the race or at the end of the race. It doesn't seem to matter when, which is obviously a big advantage.
Very quick, very consistent, as you say. And I don't know when he turned 15. We should have eked that out of him. But Gabe Norse is not that far away from being able to, age-wise, to get into a senior car. So, again, Formula Ford 1600. A lot of drivers that came along to Ginetta and VRRC Fiesta Junior scholarship were old enough to do seniors if they didn't win the scholarship. And quite a few of them actually do that. And I know next year's scholarship, we're going to have a stand for the Geoff Page Engineering Super Classic Formula Ford 1600s there, so that some of the youngsters could see that as we ride on board with Andy Dorman.
Yeah, had a bit of a moment there. Yeah, and he's lost a bit of ground coming out of coming out of Knickerbrook there. So that's not helped his cause, unfortunately. He's got a bit of work to do to get back on the car in front.
Andy Engine is a drag racer, believe it or not.
Oh really? Oh, funny. Yeah. My father races dragsters as well, actually.
Oh, does he? Oh, they might know each other.
Yeah, I've got a bit of I've got a bit of a drag racing history myself. I've driven a dragster actually. I did a season of drag racing.
What's he got? So, sorry to go completely off piste, which is what I tend to do in commentary. But Gabe Norse now in the lead. By the way.
Yeah, he's got a front engine. A front engine dragster. Yeah, you can look him up. Bob Hawkins. If you Google Bob Hawkins, I'm pretty sure he'll come up at some point. So. Yeah, I should probably plug him. And also, talking about young drivers getting into cars, I should probably plug the fact that I do currently own 2 Formula Fords, and I'm more than happy to sell one of them. I'm more than happy to sell one of them if anybody wants to buy one. So if you're using the excuse if you can't find the right car, you can. There's a championship-winning car there if somebody wants it. So just drop me a message. Oh, dearie me. Yeah.
Heaps and Gillian. Daniel Heap's not going to get his top 10 in this one. That's a shame. The young Irish lad, he's so quick. And Win the Legends was winning races in our previous championship, which was for the Scottish Legends Cars official series, and had many wins in that one. But he will get one in this for sure, but it's not going to be today, unfortunately. So the two Andys working hard together now, Andy Dorman and Andy Carroll. Gabe Norse out front from Miles Ragg, Scott Bugner third. So Scott hasn't lost touch too much with Gabe Norse, but he's got Miles Ragg to deal with to try and get in
What's
front.
interesting is Miles Ragg. He didn't really feature in the first race, did he at all? Like we haven't really seen that much of him, and now suddenly he's sort of, I thought he'd, based on the fact we just hadn't really seen him that high up the order in the first couple of races. I'm surprised that he's holding his own very well up the front here in second place, and doesn't, looks like he could be a bit of a threat for the podium here, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, he was quick last week. He was a little bit of a Chris Blakey last week. He had 2 very high top 10 finishes and then was out of luck in the third race. And yeah, he's scoring decent points, so he's not going to be far away. He's probably going to, I reckon he'll find himself in the top 6 of the championship. Mind you, we dropped the rounds, so we only actually get the driver's best round after the first 2. But if we were to aggregate the points, he'd probably be up in the top 6 with the performances that he's been doing. So Dorman and Carroll battle it out. This is a proper old VRRC battle going on between these 2, with Rich Hayden ahead of him. Rich has come through well, hasn't he?
He has, After his misdemeanor in the last race, he's sort of he's doing very well at the moment, isn't he? And holding good ground here. I'm quite impressed here with the way he's come back from the previous race.
Done really well, has Mr. Hayden. He's up front in P5 at the moment. Andy Dorman trying to close down on him. Andy Dorman had 1 top 10 last week, which was in this one, race 3. Another quick driver. Did well in the. We did an official mini championship as well with the JCW minis that run on the touring car package. It's Rhea Beauchamp's birthday today as well as Tom Hawkins' birthday. Rhea, who runs the mini championship, so I know Rhea won't be watching because she will be out on the lash probably. But we wish her a happy birthday. If anyone knows Rhea, then by all means say that we wished her well, as we do Tom, of course. But yeah, he did very, very well, Andy Dorman, in that championship. So.
Yeah, so we've got eight minutes to go, or just under 8 minutes to go, and I think Jack Smith's now, I think it was 15th on the board now, so he's making ground, but nowhere near as fast as I think in the first race we saw quite a lot of some as Norse does the fastest lap of 42.8. That might be the fastest lap we've seen all evening actually, I'm surprised that. He hasn't come through. Yeah, he's 14th now, Jack Smith, because the way Norse came through in the first race, I thought Bugner, they all sort of through the grid. They're not coming through as quickly as possibly they were, in the earlier round.
I think Gabriel's going to get some ballast on board for next week. I'm glad he's here because it just throws another great driver into the mix, which is what we want to see. And you know, people, regular viewers again will know we have the curse of the commentator's pencil. If I start writing names down in positions, it can be the kiss of death. But I'm fairly confident I can write Gabe Norse down as winner here. Scott Bugner will chase him all the way, but he's 4 seconds down.
4 seconds, yeah, and he's putting in fastest laps. Yeah, I can't see it, and he's doing 42.8. I mean, if he can just keep knocking out 43 deads, which he seems to be quite comfortable knocking out those times. You know, no one's making up a 4 second gap unless there's a mistake.
Oh, Lee Pearcey gets tagged.
Yes, we see a spinner there. Yeah. And what position? That was a bit further down the order, was it? Or,
yeah, it was around about 8th or 9th place, Lee Pearcey, which is a shame. Decent points going on for Lee. He always seems to be in the mix, sort of for decent points in the top 10, but he's had so much bad luck, which is a pity, as we watch Kenny Press chasing Mason Turner at the moment, with Kieran Haynes right behind him. Kieran trying to get up into the top 10 and maintain his good average scoring. Makes it through, does Kieran Haynes.
Now, can Luke Cooper chase down his teammate here in Miles Ragg, and can he get on the podium? Can Miles Ragg you know, hold his ground here as well? I think that it could be quite tight for third place in this race, to be honest. Looking at who's sort of near there, but the gaps they're quite big, aren't they? Some of the gaps, so they've got a bit of work to do if someone wants to get on the podium from where they are.
Yeah, it's a good shout, actually. There is some work to be done. Only 5 minutes. It's gone so quickly this evening.
It has, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Must be enjoying ourselves then in that case, which is good. Andy Dorman we're on board with at the moment, 6th position, looking back at Ollie Gibson in 7th. Ollie's had a good sort of consistent 3 races. We haven't seen him up on the podium, which he normally managed to bag 1 or 2, but he has scored well. So he's not going to be too far away from the championship contenders, having missed out last week. That's Mason Turner, I think, going straight on. So shameful.
This driver of the day competition here. It is. I'm looking at the names here, and I don't know who to give it to be honest, or who sort of to vote for, because there's a lot of people that have had, Rich Hayden there up in 5th. He's doing pretty well. Norse obviously has, looks like he's going to win two of the races, and he's just he seems to be in a league of his own at the moment. He's just sort of got into a rhythm there, and nobody can do anything about it. Scott Bugner has closed the gap. He's brought it down. It was 4 seconds, and it's gone down to 3 point. It's 3 point something now. 3.5 is it? 3.8. So he has closed it, but I just don't think he's. I don't think he's got enough time left to pull that back. He's gone back up again now to 4. So I think that's going to be quite difficult for him to do. I think Luke Cooper must be probably thinking he can get a podium here. He's 1.7 seconds behind Miles Ragg, and he must be working very hard here to try and get himself on the podium from where he is at the moment. It'd be interesting to see if he can do it or not.
I don't know if he will be able to. Yeah, I agree with you. Driver of the round. I don't know if Becky Aparicio, who co-commentates on our regular stuff, is watching. But if you are, Becky, Happy New Year, and feel free, if you've been watching this, to ping a suggestion, your own suggestion, into the Discord chat. At the moment, and I think maybe this is where you were leaning, Tom, is to say Gabriel Norse, because he's on for a second win, and it's been a stunning debut. So
it's hard. Yeah, I think unless he does something catastrophic in the next 3 minutes and 17 seconds, I think I'm gonna have to go with him. I think, to be honest, I can't see just on the basis of the way he's driven and the consistency. I think I'm gonna have to put his name forward, definitely, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I've had a look at some of the other ones that have made progress for sure, but yeah, I think that could be the way we go at the moment. We're 2 minutes 55 on the clock, and we're still on board with Oliver Gibson trying to close down on Rich Hayden. You can see Oliver with Andy Dorman right behind him, but it's Gabriel Norse in his debut on VRRC. I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the championship unfolds. Next week we're at Silverstone National, which is again one of my favourite racetracks. Totally different to Oulton Park and Brands Hatch GP, but a superb venue. I always see great racing there. When we go with the touring cars or club racing in generally, super venue, to be honest. This is probably the closest trio on track, with Rich Hayden now starting to come under a bit of pressure. I know Rich wouldn't want his own trophy for driver of the round, but he has done well, hasn't he, bouncing back from a little bit of adversity here and there, as Andy Dorman looks at the outside of Oliver Gibson. He's going to flick maybe to the inside here and see if he can draw level. Can't quite do it at the moment.
Not there, Finn.
Well, here he goes. Outside.
Can he cut back now, get a good run and try and take him down into Ireland? He might be able to. He might get a good run. He is pulling up. He might do it. He might do it. Yeah, he's got. Yeah. I think he's got through. Yeah, that'd be a brave move to stay around the outside there. I think. Yeah. So yeah, I think it looks like he's. Oh, he's coming back at him, is he?
Yeah, Richie's having a go. Richie's not shy. Oh, and off into the barrier.
I thought that was ambitious. I thought that was ambitious. To be honest. Yeah.
So Rich definitely doesn't get drivers around now.
Yeah, exactly.
So 1 minute 26 on the clock. The cars will be starting their last lap very shortly, with Gabriel Norse 4.9 seconds clear of Scott Bugner, who came back from. And the other reason I like Scott is he's always honest about. He said a little bit self-deprecating that he ran out of talent in race 1, but he doesn't make excuses, Scott, which is one of the things I love about him in his racing. He owns up when he gets things wrong. Yeah, no, exactly. You've got to be honest with yourself as a racing driver. I think there's no point. I think in my early years I was a bit, I almost didn't want to find the mistakes, and it doesn't do you any favors in the long run. If you've got to address them. That's the only way. And everybody always thinks, a lot of people think that they're the best driver in the world, and then until somebody goes and beats them, and then they've got a bit of work to do, and they've got to admit that, they've got to admit that they aren't the best driver in the world, and suddenly they've got. Oh, is that Luke Cooper? There was Luke. Yeah, good spot. Blimey, he's trying hard. Yeah, he's trying hard there to try and get on the podium. He's giving it. He hasn't got a lot to lose at this point, has he? He's got a 1 point. Well, I suppose he's got the points, but to get on the podium, he's got 1.9 seconds to make up, and this looks like to be the last lap. So he's probably desperate to try and catch Miles Ragg for the podium. Yeah, he's on for some good points. He'd love another podium. It's good for us because we get 2 double podiums with Gabe Norse and Scott Bugner, and then a first-time podium this evening, first-time championship podium for Miles Ragg, if it stays the way that we haven't seen anything of Leon Frost, have we? Where is he down in the? Leon's been a little bit off the boil in this one, hasn't he? He has, yeah. He seems to have dropped down the order because he was doing very well in the early race there. Yeah, getting on the podium. So yeah, maybe he's. Yeah, there's so much action all the way down the field. It's quite difficult. Having given this my first go at commentary, it's quite difficult to sort of keep up with it all, and especially with a grid of this size as well. It's I've got to say, it's quite impressive, Richard, what you do every week. So. I couldn't drive, to be honest with you. I couldn't win a race, let alone 2 championships on the bounce, mate, that you've done. Here's Gabe Norse, though, coming through the last couple of corners. And he's going to be our first double winner of the campaign as well. So that probably underlines the driver of the round decision that we've made. Gabriel Norse, 2 out of 3 wins. That is an incredible feat for the youngster. He needs to be looking at Formula Ford 1600. Get yourself talking to the teams, Gabriel. Scott Bugner 2nd. Miles Ragg in 3rd place. A maiden podium in the championship. Luke Cooper consistent and strong in 4th position. Rich Hayden will come through for 5th. Here comes Rich just ahead of Andy. The 2 Andys, Dorman and Carroll, with Oliver Gibson in 8th. Kenny Press in 9th. Jack Smith works his way through. Good workmanlike drive from Jack Smith to come through in 10th place. Our top 10 wrapped up with our reigning Legends Cars champion and multi VRRC champion. Kieran Haynes is 11th, so good drive from Kieran. Mason Turner recovers for 12th. Lee Pearcey a recovery as well for 13th from Sam Walton. And then Christian Gillian. Christian, I think, deserves a podium before too long. He's been racing really well and just needs the rub of the green. Paul Laramie 16th from Sam Gumbley, and Alex Forster in 18th. Kat Potter, solid 19th for her from Aidan Ingram after his little off. Then it was Callum Enstone. Thomas Potter, well off form this evening, in 22nd. Didn't fall for him at all. He'll fight back. We know that about Thomas. Sam Skellett in 23rd. We wait to come through. Ollie Atkins will be next, then Caden Cook and Harry Irvin, so that I've name-checked everybody in that race. If we didn't talk about you earlier in the race, my apologies, but thanks for joining us, and we'll have our 3rd and final podium interviews in just a moment. So our third and final podiums of the evening, which I was just saying with Tom Hawkins, these evenings do go very, very quickly indeed. I hope they have for you at home, in that means you enjoy the evening as we have. And hopefully you're about to enjoy his first podium interview with us on VRRC. Page Engineering Super Classic Formula Ford 1600 is Miles Ragg. Welcome to the podium, Miles, and a cracking drive. Well done.
Oh, thanks. It was a bit of a tough one. That I was under driving just to not throw it off the road, if I'm being honest.
Oh, okay. And was that as a result of what you experienced in the first couple of races?
Well, just more the fact that I hadn't practiced at all for this round, and you only need to watch the racing to know that the car's a bit of a handful. So yeah, I was starting pole. I knew I wasn't going to stay there. I was surprised by how far I stayed there, to be honest. And then I just thought if I can keep the podium, that'll be great. I'm lucky that Luke didn't get past me, but I'll definitely take it after no practice.
That's pretty good. And so I understand Luke tells me in the little biogs that he sent through, Benelux vice champion in radicals. So
Yes.
That's not an easy thing to do either.
No, it's not. But here we are. It's I'm proud to say that's what I mean. The reason I couldn't do any practice today is because I was doing a test day, preparing for next year. It's nice to combine this stuff with the real stuff. I mean, it's a great group of people that we have here. A few of which I know from racing in real life, and it's as much as it can be a bit frustrating and challenging, it is definitely a nice way to switch off a bit from the more intense stuff.
That's nice. It's wonderful to have you here and to get you as well as another driver on the podium, which is good. What were you testing, by the way? Was it radical again for next year? What are your plans for the upcoming season?
I can say that it was a BMW. It hasn't yet been fully announced yet, but
okay, yeah, all right.
It's for a BMW single make series. That's what I'll say.
Okay, well, we look forward to seeing that. And for me, it's another driver now that I have to follow. So get to talk to drivers. Yeah, I better make sure I see how they go, and it's genuinely interesting being an anorak. Matt James from Motorsport News, when I was at one of the meetings earlier on this year, I was taking some photos, and someone said, "I didn't know you took pictures." He said, "Yeah, he's an anorak." Essentially, am, but it means as soon as you chat to someone, that's what you do. Yeah, really good. And obviously Silverstone next week, which totally different kind of track, but I love Silverstone. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to slightly less severe curbing. That's definitely for sure. The pre-season server, I guess you could call it, was on Silverstone. So I think pretty much everyone here has had a fair few laps on it. So it should be really tight, and I think we'll see some slipstream fun in both qualifying and no qualifying, but in the races.
That should be good. And just to sort of underline how well you and Luke are doing, obviously Swift Cooper were top of the team's standings after last week, and now we have both of you up on the podium, and good strong finishes as well. So the pairing, the team championship is looking healthy too, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we get along pretty well. We I guess started out as teammates in the sim, then we were teammates in real life, and now we're teammates in the sim again. So yeah, we tend to get along pretty well. We're pretty close on track, so it's always good fun.
Nice one. That's a really neat story. Great to welcome you to the podium. I hope it's the first of many for you, Miles. So I look forward to catching up with you next week.
Thanks so much. Catch you next week.
Thank you, Miles. Have a great week. Miles Ragg, who takes third position, and member of our championship leading Swift Cooper team. Second position goes this evening. Scott Scott Bugner, last week's driver of the round. Scott, another podium, and you and Gabe have done superbly to get double podiums this evening. So very well done on that. Thoughts as we head towards Silverstone?
Yeah, I'm kind of copying what Miles said there. It's I'm looking forward to a bit more of a smoother track. Curbs might not be as bad at Silverstone, but Oulton's a great track to drive. But I think in these it's so hard. I have to keep lifting because I'm like, no, I keep turning in to hit, like to mount the curves. I'm like, no, this ain't gonna happen. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Silverstone. I think, not qualify, but the races are going to be so close. Slipstream and bump drafting and probably 4 or 5 wide down the straight. So I think that'll be interesting for you guys on commentary.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and I think Paul Laramie, Chris Blake and Rich Hayden, they're already on the server and doing some practice. It's that keen. Do you go and do practice straight away, or are you going to have a bit of a breather?
Nah, I'm probably going to have a breather after that one, but I'll tell them they need to go and touch some grass. That's what they need to do, rather than practicing straight away. What they're doing, eh? No, it's I think I'll do a few laps maybe Thursday night and then a few more over the weekend. But I've got so much stuff going on with the real life racing and bits and bobs to do. So but no, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good one.
We're looking forward to it. Well done, Scott. So double podium is no mean feat in this championship, so very well done on that, especially bringing the championship lead in with you as well. So great to catch up with you. Well done, Scott Bugner. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you very much.
Our pleasure, and also our pleasure to follow last week's driver of the round with this week's driver of the round. Double win in the championship. Gabe Norse, congratulations on that win, the double win, and our driver of the round. And I hope you've enjoyed your day week with us here at VRRC.
Yeah, it's been a pretty fun evening, and it was pretty good racing tonight, so I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
The question I didn't ask you earlier on was, when do you turn 16?
Next February, middle of February, this year actually. So,
this year, so there you go. So we definitely need to get you along to a Formula Ford 1600 event and see what can be done, because although actually I'm guessing, Tom Hawkins, you don't want Gabe on the grid.
Well, not looking at that, no. I think, to be honest, you can stay where you are, to be honest. No, thanks. Very impressive drive.
I think that's just put the price of your car up, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you want to buy a championship winning car, you can, but it's probably might be out of the budget of a 16-year-old now, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, very good driving.
Really impressive round, as Tom said. And we know you're quick in karts, we know you're quick on the sim as well. But to come in with other drivers that you don't know, and to work your way through, really good professional performance. So anything you'd have done differently, do you think?
Not really. I mean, maybe in race 2 tried to stay out of trouble a bit more, because I had a couple of incidents. But yeah, I think overall the evening's gone very well for me.
I think so too. Shame that we got you on board a little bit later, which is a pity. But on the form that we've seen from you this evening, I don't think round 1 as a drop score is going to be too much of an issue for you.
Yeah, I really hope so. So that would I hope the rest of the rounds go quite smoothly as well.
We're 28% of the way through the championship now, and obviously we're in week 2. The points chart, as we look at it, drops the driver's worst round, which yours was last week, but you've actually scored better than the guys last week. So, Gabriel, as well as being driver of the round, you're actually leading the championship as we head into event 3. So, congratulations on that.
Wow, that's quite unexpected, but that's pretty good work.
Congratulations, and we look forward to catching up with you next week. Have a great week, and thanks for entertaining us, and well done on the wins.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done.
Gabriel Norse, our championship leader now, obviously subject to official confirmation once we saw everybody's results out. Scott Bugner 2nd, Kieran Haynes 3rd in the table, Luke Cooper still 4th from Thomas Potter, who will probably drop Jack Smith rounding up the top 6, so not a bad opening week for Jack Smith. As we look forward to Silverstone, obviously we've got Geoff Page with us next week. Tom, it's been a pleasure to work with you on this one. Thoughts for next week?
Yeah, nice. I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, Silverstone's. Is it? It's on the national circuit, is it? Silverstone, yeah, on the national circuit. So yeah, as I say, it will be a totally different ball game to Oulton Park. It's a big wide track, slipstreaming. It's one of those tracks. It's actually very. It's simple because it's only 4 corners, but it's not simple because the track's so wide and there's so many different lines. And yeah, it's just almost the opposite of Oulton Park, really, to be honest with you. And it always makes great racing for Formula Ford Silverstone.
We're looking forward. Thanks for making this evening's racing great for us as well, Tom. Real pleasure. Double champion. Happy birthday. Enjoy the rest of your birthday, and thanks for giving up that time and being terrific. And hopefully we'll be in touch about maybe doing another one with us at some stage. That would be good.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, absolutely. And maybe at some point I'll have to organise myself and try and enter one of these races as well, I think, and try and find a bit of time and see how I fare, because yeah, it'd be quite interesting to see how I sort of, manage if I can compete with some of these guys as well.
That'd be brilliant. But yeah, thanks again, mate, and hope all's well with the youngster and the family. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. Thanks so much, mate.
Brilliant. All the best. Thank you. All right.
While we're dishing out the thank yous, obviously Rich Hayden for putting it together, Alan Bowles for all the work that he's done behind the scenes, which has been mega, Ian Danaher, who's got lots of work to do now as clerk of the course, and to our director of broadcast, Steve Allen, who's done a super job all evening as well. So we look forward to next week. The Geoff Page Engineering Super Classic Formula Ford 1600 Esports Championship moves to Silverstone, as you can see, with the main man for the championship, sponsor-wise, Geoff Page, joining us on commentary, which I'm really looking forward to. Geoff's always a good person to chat to at the circuits, and we get to do it for a couple of hours next week. So I do hope you can join us. If not, then maybe do it on catch-up on YouTube. But wherever you are, have a lovely week. See you same time next week. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and bye for now.
Between the two of them,
The inside of Coates.
Parker gets too heavily involved.
And that's Whitehead and Coates.